The number one mistake most Christians make is not knowing what they should know. Even the Bible says in the book of Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, the Lord himself said, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So you see that even the lack of knowledge of knowing what you're supposed to know will cost you greatly. Do you know why you are facing the battles that you currently face? Because it's only when you know and know what to do and do it that you can be free. Jesus said in the book of John chapter 8 verse 32 that you will know the truth and the truth will make you free. The truth is that God has a good plan for your life, a wonderful plan. You are not what you're facing. I'm telling you, you are not your condition, and you need to understand that you are not your condition. God made you to be great. He made you to have a good life, a good plan. But the other side of it is that Satan also has a plan for you. Every choice of God is a target of the devil. For example, if God gives you a plan to be rich, the devil will make sure you are poor and he will attack you. You may face rejection. You may face betrayal. You may face so many things. How do I know that? I see the pattern in the Bible. If you look in the book of Matthew, when Jesus was born, right from when he was young, the King Herod brought the battle, a whole regiment to kill Jesus. He wasn't seeing Jesus as a baby. He's seeing him as the king that he's supposed to be. So when the devil always fights you, he fights you as the tree that you are meant to be, not the seed that you are. The same thing is applicable to David. David was meant to be king, a teenage boy. Now King Saul brought the whole army of Israel chasing him to make sure he gives up his dream. I can go on and on. The battle you're facing now and your past and your background is because of who God meant you to be. And how are you going to respond? I'm going to give you some steps that which you can use. My name is Ola Abina, and I wrote this book before I gave up. But first, let me give you some steps. This is what I do every morning when I wake up. So it doesn't matter what I face in the day, I am ready to roll. I can't control what goes on out there, but I can control how I react to it, because that is where my victory is. As I begin to wake up in the morning, I don't open my eyes right away. The first thing I want to do is strengthen my spirit, because once I can strengthen my spirit, the rest of the day will be under my control. As I lay down in my bed and as I come to consciousness, I begin to give thanks to God. Not verbally. In my mind, my spirit, I begin to be grateful to God, show gratitude. Why? Because the Bible tells us, enter his gates with thanksgiving. So I begin to give thanks to God right till closing my eyes. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I begin to give thanks to God. The next thing I try doing is to try to remember any dream or vision I might have seen in the night, because I've learned that God communicates through visions and dreams. As he said in the book of Job chapter 33 from verse 15, that God speaks to us through visions of the night. So it could be God has given me some instructions that I need to know for the day. I don't open my eyes because dreams are very sensitive to light and they may disappear. So I keep my cool right on my bed, closing my eyes, and I try to remember the instructions and the dreams I have seen, and I try to process it. The next one is very, very, very important. You're going to love it. The Bible tells us that God calls those things that are not as though they were. It's my level of faith. And I begin to imagine myself where God has promised me. If I was sick at the time, I begin to imagine myself whole. If I'm facing difficulty or challenges in my business, I begin to imagine myself as a CEO. If I've been hurt in the past, I begin to imagine myself free. That's what I do. With my eyes still closed, I see myself as God sees me. Not a victim, but a victor. I don't see myself poor. I see myself rich. I don't see myself bound. I see myself free. So I begin to train my spirit to see me the way God sees me. Now, these are just some of the steps that I've outlined in this book of how not to give up. You know, many years ago, I faced a very tough time in my life, and that is how I discovered that my purpose is in my pain. That the place where I face the most battle is what God has called me to do. I'm encouraging a lot of people, thousands of people around the world today, not knowing that that is what I was called to do, because just about 17 years ago, I faced a lot of battle. I used to be so discouraged, depressed. I would go to church, I would smile, I would laugh, I would jump, but I would go home to depression. I wanted to end my life. It was so bad until the Lord gave me the secrets that brought me out. And I've counseled lots of people, thousands of people, and now I've seen changes in lives. Because of that transformation and the testimonies, I decided to put it in a book. How not to give up. How not to give up when you face rejection. How not to give up when you lose a loved one. How not to give up when you lose money. The steps you take when you lose money. How to recover. How not to give up in your marriage. How not to give up on your children. How not to give up on your calling. How not to give up on prayer. So many riches in this book, and it's flying off the shelf. I'm telling you, we almost run out of print and we're trying to reprint again. So go ahead and click that order button now, and your life will never remain the same. I guarantee it. The same God who helped me and delivered me will also deliver you. I know you want to think about it, but think about it. If you don't do anything, what is the cost of doing nothing? Because time is still going to pass. 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, do you want to go through the same thing over and over again? Do you want to be bound in that area again? What is the cost of not doing anything? Would you rather invest in yourself and wake up every brand new day ready to face the day with joy, with happiness that God has promised you? Or do you want to go back to how you normally live your life, where it's always trouble, where you are held back by trust wounds, while you are held back by abandonment wounds, while you are held back by challenges? But I promise you, God did not make you to be that way. Your purpose, it's in your pain. And I want to help you to navigate it so that you can live the better life of the better version that God has for you. Go ahead and click that button, and I'll see you on the other side. God bless you.